problems. I got problems. 911, FBI, gang unit. Yeah, no. Y'all don't talk to the police. I run to them. Yeah, I don't speak. Gang police. No. Y'all don't want to tighten it with the law. I'm losing them like a be tricked out of the streets away from my wife and children. You guys don't mind jail and prison, so let me send you. I'm not a violent guy. You guys are violent. I don't want to be tricked out of the streets away from my wife and children. You guys don't mind jail and prison, so let me send you. I'm not a violent guy. You guys are violent. I don't want to be tricked out of the streets away from my wife and children. You guys don't mind jail and prison, so let me send you. I don't care if I win or lose.
Got to take a little run this morning.
Yeah, I got to have the ups, and I know one way to get the ups on it is call Johnny the Law. Just know, I don't care if I win or lose. I'm calling the police.
Salute.
I got to have the ups, and I know one way to get the ups on it is call Johnny the Law. Yeah.
Johnny the Law.
I hear your boy got locked up. And King Vaughn ain't no king no more.
Your boy got locked up.
Yeah, he a court. Little Timmy put King Vaughn in the dirt, and King Vaughn ain't no king no more. He a corpse. Yeah, he a corpse. If you don't want nobody snitching, don't do wrong or do wrong by yourself and do this.
We got a few things to talk about. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Get those preliminaries out the way. Y'all know what to do when y'all come up in here. Act like y'all been here before now. Hit that like button. Man, I need to make me some breakfast real quick. Bacon and eggs sound good. Do this real quick. Let me knock this out real quick. This ain't no cooking show, but definitely about to make something eat. So, Mr. Charleston White, you know what's so funny about this situation is that I've gotten a chance to review some of the links, and I appreciate y'all sending me links and stuff to review and all that good stuff or whatever. But some of y'all got this whole Charleston White thing wrong. Like y'all reporting like false news. You know, some people say the man got arrested. Some people say he turned himself in. Some people say, you know, he was beating up animals. Some people say he got his hunting license revoked and he was hunting, so that's where the animal cruelty came, because he shot an animal. So there's a lot of mixed reviews. Oh, he got 21 years. Oh, he's a felon. He's not a felon. So a lot of you guys will be, you know, you guys are like so quick to want to report a story. You don't even get the details. You don't even get the facts of the story. So that's why I kind of wait until the dust settles a little bit to say anything about the whole Charleston White situation. Now, we've definitely been covering the Charleston White situation for a while. And how I feel about the situation, you know what I'm saying? The shot jock who's gone too far, you know what I'm saying? I thought when he got arrested, to be honest with you, he was going to be locked up for Christmas. And I said, man, when shock jock can go too far. When shock jock can go too far. But as you guys seen the thumbnail and the title, Charleston White has been able to post bail. I think it was a couple people saying he wasn't going to get a bond, which I don't know where they got that from, because it's on his paperwork that he's going to get a bond. But he has bonded $31,000, I believe. That oven working, okay. You know what I'm saying? Got a little electricity over here, you know what I'm saying? Salute. You guys can't see I'm actually making some bacon and eggs. But I'm over the Charleston White thing. I'm over all of the things or whatever. But I think that this situation is a prime example of, first of all, bad news traveling fast. Everybody and their mama has spoke about this. Let me back this up so y'all guys can just stand and see what I'm doing. Can you see what I'm doing? Kind of, sort of. So this, man, listen, let me tell you, I got to back this up a little bit. Applewood bacon, thick slices. I'm telling you, trust me on this, trust me. But this light is kind of clean. I don't know how to get that light out of there, y'all, to be honest with you. Y'all don't have to bear with me. I don't know, just a lot of people just quick to just go ahead and do the whole, let me report on Charleston White and really don't know what they're talking about. But, you know what I'm saying? The fact of the matter is, it's like, are we tired of the Charleston White thing yet? Are we tired of the Charleston White conversation yet? I'm just curious. I mean, as my man go and we go into 2024. At this point in time, what can we do right now? What's the next anthem that you're gonna do? What's the next big attraction that you're gonna do? A lot of people mad at Charleston White, and I'm gonna tell you guys why they're mad at Charleston White. They're mad at Charleston White because Charleston White ain't doing what they wanted Charleston White to do. All right, same thing with Hassan Campbell, same thing with Tommy Sotomayor, same thing with Kwame Brown, same thing with anybody who's come and sat at the table and says, I'm here, I have arrived, and I'm gonna break this thing down for you. The issue is that a lot of y'all cowards. I'm about to piss somebody off. A lot of y'all cowards. A lot of y'all are too afraid to go against the status quo, too afraid to tell people how you feel about things, too afraid to go against the white man, as you say. So what it is that we ordain people that are the loudest in the room. And they go and they sit at the table for us, for the community, and they supposed to advertise what we feel our grievances are about the community. Salute, good morning. And that's the issue that we have. The issue is that when you're average at best, according to Kevin Samuels, we don't voice our opinion. So that's why you have content creators. You have these vocal content creators. Some people have big followings, some people don't. But the fact of the matter is, the person that's the loudest in the room, right, get the most followers per se. And these people we've ordained, men and women, the Cynthia G's, the Hassan Campbells, the Tommy Sotomayors, the Kwame Browns, we've ordained these people to sit down at the table and to express our grievances. I don't think these people signed up for it. Let me just be real with you. I'm gonna keep this real. I don't think that they were applying for the job. I think that we saw potential, but really it was just a bunch of people being cowards. I'm gonna be real with you. It's a lot of people that's scared to say these are our grievances. We're scared to tell as black men, we're scared to tell other black men we shouldn't be doing X, Y, and Z. Right? So we go find somebody else, right? That's a little bit bolder, a little bit louder, a little bit more aggressive. Hey, do me a favor. Go over there and tell him that I'm upset about how he's treating black women. Then we do the same thing. Go over there and tell her that I'm upset about how she's treating other black women, right? So this is what we've done. So then when the Hassan Campbells and the Charleston Whites, they don't do what we want them to do, we get upset. We want to hold them accountable now. Well, I was listening to a couple YouTube, I'm gonna go around there as soon as I finish cooking. A couple of YouTubers or whatever case may be, and they had some interesting perspectives about this Charleston White thing. Some of them I agree with, some of them I don't, right? I listened to one of the YouTubers shout out to the Black Rabbit, and he was talking about how Charleston White did the same playbook as Dolomite. And I never really heard anybody reference that before. And I thought that was a great analogy that he did. The same playbook, right? He learned from the pimps, he learned from the prostitutes, and he learned how to talk to the streets, right? And then he used social media to gain favor. I ain't mad at that. How many people put milk in the eggs? How many do? But he used social media to gain favor. And that's exactly what he's done. See, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't really care if Charleston White get out of jail, goes back to jail, spends jail time in there for Christmas holiday. I'm gonna tell you why I don't care. Because the reality of it is Charleston White don't care about your kids. And the Black Rabbit did a great job at breaking something down for you, right? He said, well, you're the one that put him on a pedestal. You put Charleston White on a pedestal, and now you're expecting him to do what it is that you want him to do. And see, the thing about it is, At some point in time, I gotta wait for this thing. At some point in time, Charleston White became a YouTube sensation, right? A celebrity. It's a lot of YouTube sensations on YouTube, right? Salute, salute. You put milk in yours? All right. And the issue is that when you're too afraid to voice your opinion and you allow somebody else to do it, they're not going to do it how you want them to do it. They're not going to adjust. They're not going to adjust or address the things that you want to be addressed. And I think that's the issue with people who don't find pride in their voice, who feel like they need somebody else in order to be vocal or in order to be important. And I think that's a lot of things that I talked about here on the ToughLove platform. It's like your voice matters. You don't need a posse. You don't need a group. You don't need a gang. You don't need none of that. Your voice is valuable. And the thing about that makes other content creators so special, especially if they have a big following, they just use their voice. They know that there's a lot of people afraid to say something, so they take advantage of it. They know that's a lot of people that's hurt, so they take advantage of it. They know that's a lot of people that are unsure and unconfident of themselves, so they take advantage of it. And the issue is that once someone does you a favor, because that's what these content creators have done. That's what these YouTube sensations have done, past and present and future. That's what they've done. They realize that, hey, I'm doing you a favor. So you can't tell me how to lead. You can't tell me how to speak for the community because you were too afraid to do it. And I think the Black Rabbit made a great point and a great analogy. It's like we've allowed these YouTube sensations, these celebrities, we've allowed them to come in and dictate to us what is parenting, what is motherhood, what is fatherhood. People that are poor mothers, poor father figures, poor leaders, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But we've allowed them to take the reins or whatever only because most people are afraid. They're afraid of the attention. They're afraid of having the microphone close to them and say, oh, give it to them. They shy away from leadership. They shy away from responsibility. They shy away from accountability. I was on a panel. Well, I actually wasn't on a panel. I was actually listening to a panel. Hold on for a minute while I burn my bacon. I was on a panel, and the panel was talking about why when successful people get successful, why they don't come back to the hood. And I have, made a couple statements or whatever, but let me give you guys the real. All right. This is why a lot of people don't come back to the hood. Okay. One, the hell with you. One, the hell with you. Why should I care? Why should I care? Why should I care about your kids? Why should I care about your family? Why should I care about your struggle? I made it out. I made it through. So then you get those people that said, you know what? I'm optimistic. I'm going to go back and help anyway. And this is what happens. What happens is people say, well, I'm expecting a handout. I'm expecting you to say, you know what? Hey, buy me a new car. Hey, pay some of my bills. Hey, because now it's not about your family. Now it's not about you as a person. It's not about the struggle you had to get out, how much studying you did, how much practicing you had to do, how many times you had to go without power in your house or whatever case may be. It's all about what can I get from you? Because it's not just knowledge. It's monetary value. See, it's hard to talk to people who sell drugs about money. It's hard to talk to people who need money to pay bills and behind on rent. It's hard to talk to people who lights are out, who don't have any food in the refrigerator. It's hard to tell them, do this if you're not going to fix the problem immediately. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you go back to the hood as the hood savior, the community activist, or whatever it is, people want quick solutions. They want a way to fix their problem immediately. Y'all need to hit that like button. I'm talking about some things. They want a way to fix their problems immediately. And what happens is the first time, okay, well, here's money for rent, right? Here's money for your car note. Here's money for groceries. Here's money for your kids in daycare. And what happens is you deplete the person trying to help because there's not more people. Now that leads me to the next thing. why aren't there more people talking about how to help the community? We can find a group of people that get together and they want to talk about everything else. But why isn't there a group of people getting together to talk about what are we doing for the community? Are we going to be doing the same things in 2024? That's a good question. That's a good question. Are we going to be doing the same things in 2024? Talking about the same stuff, doing the same stuff. I don't know about you guys, but I'm already on a binge of doing something totally different. What about you? What about you? And my binge don't include Hassan Campbell, Charleston White, or anything like that. It's time to do something different. If y'all guys just tuning in, salute. Good morning. You know what I mean? Hit that like button, get those pleasantries out the way. I'm making some bacon and eggs. I just came from a nice brisk jog. It was cold. It was cold. But anyway, I know a lot of people want to talk about this Charleston White thing. And to be honest with you, like I said, I could really care less. If you are doing negative things to put yourself in a position where consequences and karma meet up with you, then that's on you. That's just how I feel. Okay. Somebody made a video, said, free Charleston White, free him. I said, oh, free him. Free him to do what? Free Charleston White to do what? More than nonsense he been doing? Free him to do what? So, I mean, that was, to me, that was interesting. Free him to do what? Oh man, you shouldn't be, you know what I'm saying, celebrating another black man in jail and da-da-da. People kill me with this. Hey, people kill me with this, right? It's interesting to me how we make it a black and a white thing, a black and a black. It's interesting when people decide to make certain issues. It's always interesting to me. Like the whole Charleston White thing or whatever case may be. To me, it's not, oh man, don't lock up that black man. I'm like, well, what was that black man doing to get locked up? Why wasn't there no outcry of stop Charleston White before he does something stupid? Before he embarrasses himself, his family, and the black community. Ain't no hashtag stop Charleston White. But why is there a hashtag free Charleston White? I'm just confused. We want to free the man to do what? Continue to shock jock us next year? I'm just saying. Now, granted, I don't want to see anybody locked up or incarcerated or whatever. But my thing about it is, it's like, at what point in time do you feel that karma is not going to come knocking at your door? Bro, like, let me tell you something. When you speak out against things, and then depending on the energy that you put towards certain things, right? You make yourself a target. Now, for some people, they don't care. Hey, they want all the smoke, they with it. And then some people, they do care. But I keep on asking this question, and very few people, answer it. Is it worth it? Charleston White has made itself a target for every fashion that you can think of, from gangs to regular civilian people to Asian communities. Like, I mean, he's made himself a target, and he's made his name a household name. And a lot of people would say, man, look, he doing his thing. He winning, right? Dewberry, he winning. And I was like, at the expense of what? At the expense of what? Somebody looking for their next come up is going to make Charleston White an example. Mark my words. Somebody looking for their next come up is going to make Charleston White an example. Now, I listen to a lot of people's perspective about what they feel about Charleston White. Some people were excited. Like, I seen a lot of people excited. And I was asking myself, I said, like, well, what's the excitement about? You got to be, let me tell you something, man. You got to be mindful Because I do believe in energy. I believe in spirit. I believe in karma. I believe that what you put out, you get back. I believe. How many people believe that? What you put out into the world, the things that you say, the things that you do, it comes back tenfold. It comes back tenfold. How many people believe that? I believe that. And I believe that a lot of people don't realize when they push something out or they put something on people, that grief, stress, drama, disrespect, that stuff comes back to you. And I'm gonna let y'all in on a secret. Sometimes it don't come back to you, it affects your kids. I've seen it. I don't want my bacon to burn messing with y'all, okay? I've seen it. Some of y'all doing stuff and it's gonna skip a generation and it's gonna affect your children. It's going to affect your children. Just saying, I seen it. I guess for me, I'm kind of jocked out. A lot of people's like, hey, I want you to ToughLove. Hey, can you do a reaction to this and do a reaction to that? And I hit the link. You know, it's a panel. It's a live, or it's this. And I'm looking, I'm like, that's me clicking out. Let me click out of this bullshit. Let me click out. Listen, I'm trying to do things that's going to provide a good train of thought, that's going to push me in the right direction, that's going to solidify what it is I'm trying to do and where I'm trying to move forward to. And I can't do that with a whole bunch of interacting with back and forth, with a whole bunch of craziness or whatever it is, because I'm just like, let me tell you something. The links that were sent to me all had 3 things in common. I want to ask y'all what y'all think those 3 things was. What do y'all think? The links that were sent to me to do a reaction video to all had 3 things in common. What do you think they were? This bacon trying to burn. This bacon is trying to burn. You can't burn on me. You can't burn on me. What do you think those 3 things were? No, it's just getting dark. One, disrespect. 1, disrespect. 2, people trying to prove to one another who's the Alpha and Omega and the Queen and the King. Right? What do y'all think the last one? I mean, it was numerous ones, but somebody give me another one. What do y'all think these links all represented? The third one, the majority of them was black people. It is the holiday season, right? The holiday season. What is everybody so mad about? What is the big debate about? What is all the confusion about? Where are all the people spending time with their family? Exercising, doing something productive and healthy. And that's why it's so easy to have shock jocks so relevant, because the people that should care don't care. And that's why people don't go back to the hood to help. Because they know the people there don't care. Because it's easy to see, and I'm not just talking about black people. I'm talking about people in general. Most people don't care about doing anything productive because, one, they're too lazy or too scared to do it. So they hope that somebody else comes along to do it for them. And then what happens is they look at those same people and then they say, well, now that you've gotten some credit for doing something good, something positive, something great, now we're going to discredit you. Again, I'm telling y'all why people don't go back to the hood and help. They let you come do the work. They let you take all of the blows and all of the nonsense, right? And they stand behind you and it's like, yeah, you tell them. You tell that white man off. You tell those policemen off. And then they don't support you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. lot of you guys are looking for, I'll bring y'all over here. A lot of you guys are looking for somebody to come in and speak for the community, save the community, right? And the issue with that is that most of you guys don't even support the community that you live in. We don't care about kids like we scream and confess that we care about kids, because if we did, guess what? We'll definitely be doing more and doing better. Some of the links that you guys sent me, I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm not about to sit and watch this nonsense. Come on, man. Come on, the level of relevancy. It's like, man, this is zero relevancy. Like zero relevancy at all, period. Long conversations about nothing. Real shit. Long conversations about nothing. And people pride themselves on having it. Priding themselves. I'm hoping that you guys are having a good morning. Healthy morning. If you're just coming in, we're talking about a few things. I mean, Charleston White just happens to be the title. However, you know, good morning. But a lot of people talk about leadership. Like, I'm looking at all of these guys right now that are getting in trouble online in regards to like celebrities, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm looking at all of this stuff and I'm asking myself, man, what's going on right now? It's like it's a lot of black men crashing out. It's a lot of black men crashing out. I got a couple videos I'm gonna review here in a minute as soon as I get my food cooked here. But it's just weird. Somebody asked me, well, where are all the black male role models? I said, well, it's a good question. Where are they? Where are they? Where are the black male role models at? A lot of people said, you know what? Instead of people looking outward, they should be looking at within their home. But see, this is the funny thing about it. The content creators that you know, right? I don't know who all the content creators you know. But let me ask you a question. How many of them would say they were raised with a father in the household? How many people would say they were raised with a father in the household? And I only say that to say this. Most people realize that there are not fathers in the households. They're not men connected to the households. The mother is struggling to, I forgot to put my cheese on there. There are women, single parents struggling to raise their children. I normally cook it inside the thing, y'all, but you know, hey, life is rough. Y'all made me forget. I'm blaming it on y'all. I'm blaming it on social media. But that'll work. So we'll know all of these problems exist, but do nothing to try to help. Basically is what I'm saying. We know that there are kids without parents. There are single parents out there, but we'll do nothing. I should have made some toast. But do nothing to help or provide any guidance or whatever case may be. So, not too bad. Not too bad. Your boy, not too bad. Not too bad. Let me move this thing back over here. Man, salute, man. Y'all hit that like button. Stop playing with me. Act like y'all been here before. But that's what I see about with most people. It's like we know what the problems are, but we don't care to address or fix anything. And I think that's one of the issues that we have here on social media is that we don't fix things. Says CW was fighting animals too. Salute to the chat. I see y'all. Give me 1 second. So just to backtrack a little bit. Yeah, I don't really I was really debating if I even wanted to talk about the situation in regards to Charleston White. But since since I got a couple links I supposed to talk about, I was like, hey, I don't even feel like talking about that. But I will talk about this situation. It is unfortunate that, especially during the holiday season, you're getting arrested for whatever you're getting arrested for. It's very unfortunate you have so many people that want to report on the story, don't know half the story. So it's like you got to be careful with the news outlets that you use to draw your opinion or draw your conclusion. A lot of people, and that's real life. A lot of people don't want all the facts. They just want whatever is enough to embarrass you. Whoa, Lord, punch the air. Punch the air. They want whatever. They want just enough information to embarrass you. Heard your car got repoed. Heard your girlfriend left. Heard your boyfriend left. Heard your child is sick. They just want enough information, or heard you got locked up, so they can add whatever it is that they want to add to it. They don't even wait around to get the rest of the story. And that's what I see a lot of content creators do. Is like, oh God, talk away. Oh, he arrested. He ate 3 dogs, and he baked a fish alive. Yeah, that's it. That's what happened. I'm like, what? That's crazy. Salute. And it's just like, man, you look at these things and you ask yourself, it's like, well, now I can't even trust you with an honest perception of what's going on, an honest opinion of what's going on, because you're just basically doing this for views and likes. Okay, cool, no problem. But I don't know. I think at some point in time, we as people, we're going to get tired of the broken clock mentality. We're going to get tired of you being right only 2 times a day, and then everything else where we present this character narrative. Like, okay, well, I'm a character, so now you can't hold me responsible for all the other stuff that I say. Like, and I hear a lot of people talk about like alphas and betas, and and I'll just be like, man, how do you know if you're an alpha male or not? I hear more people trying to define alpha and beta versus being a good or a bad man. They know exactly what an alpha male is. They know exactly what a beta male is, but they never say, I'm a good man. I'm a good father. I'm a good role model. I'm a good provider. I'm a good protector. It's always alpha, beta, but never I'm a good man. I don't know. I'm always mindful when someone has to tell me they're alpha male. Always mindful. I'm always mindful of someone pointing out to someone else that they're a beta male. Because as you point out and say you're a beta male, the person pointing at you, they never say, well, I'm a good man. But they say you're a beta male. Bro, your boy be doing it, bro. Your boy be doing it. Doing it, goddammit. But I wish Charleston White the best. I'm just gonna hold on for a minute. I'll shoot you. I almost died in this. Hold on, I almost died on camera. I'm like, I wish him and the rest of the shock jocks well, you know. Um, Next year is like right around the corner. And I think for me and this platform, the conversations that we're going to be having is definitely going to be worthwhile. So that way I'm going to take this time to kind of reset and then go in the direction I want to go in. But to be honest with you, especially because a lot of people also talking about the Charleston White situation, saying, well, they don't know if this could be a play. You know, he could have somebody that work in the Dallas Police Department or whatever, and this could be all a play too. So you really don't know. Ryder says, I'm not an alpha or beta. I'm just a man who provides for his family. There you have it, folks. That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm telling you, man, I see people and it's like alpha, beta, this, that, the third. And it's like, are you a good man? Would your children vouch for you being a good man? Would your spouse vouch for you being a good man? Would your friends vouch for you being a good man? It's like, be mindful. Now, it's okay to brag on yourself from time to time. It's okay to pat yourself on the back. But I think when you do it at such an expense where now it seems a little far-fetched. Now it seems a little bit unbelievable. Because your content is your character. So within that being a good man, we should see signs of you with your children, sharing the holidays, doing good things, good man shit. But if everything that's displayed about you is always negative, is always belittling others or attacking others, etc., then you can't by far be a good man. So is an alpha man a good man? Is a beta man a good man? Or is a good man in a category all by itself? I think we're getting past the shock jock mentality. It was so many people. I was watching Ringo TV. Shout out to him. I'm gonna play something that he said. Fair use. Let me get that out of the way. But it was so many people on the fence whether this Charleston White thing was real or not. Half people believed it, and half people didn't. So it's like the boy who cried wolf. Ain't that some, like, you get arrested and people don't know if it's real or not because you play so much? Imagine, hold on. Imagine me calling the police, right? Imagine me calling the police. And I tell them my address and I tell them my name. They was like, man, hold on. They be like, man, I don't even know if this is real. Should we send us a patrol car out there? Because you done played wolf, you done cried wolf so much that people don't even know if what's happening is real. I don't know if I want to be a person where people look at me and say, well, I don't know if it's real or not. And what's so funny about it is, this is what's so funny. I see a lot of people work so hard at trying to be believable. That whatever their character is online, whatever it is that they're saying online, they're going overboard trying to make you believe that somehow they're rich, somehow they got all the luxury cars, they got all the money, they got all of the clout, they got all, like, somehow they're the best. And the thing about it is, this is what I see when I see people that volunteer a lot, right? I never see them with their phones out. I never see them taking a lot of pictures. I never see them in this manner of I'm here helping you because I'm better than you. It's always this humbling experience where it's just like there's no elephant in the room. Everyone's comfortable with what's going on. You understand what I'm saying? It's smiles, it's appreciation, it's gratitude, it's love, it's dedication, it's mi casa su casa. But it's never no, look at me, y'all. Look at what I'm doing. Yeah. It's never none of that. But I see a lot of people do things with like this ill intent, and it always blows my mind. Like there was a guy that went to go volunteer, and he came down there. Huh. And the guy went live, right? And so I know this is crazy to believe that you have homeless people that are private. You know what I'm saying? They're private. Like, yeah, I'm homeless, but don't put me on display. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I never be like, hey, homeless guy, come on, homeless lady, come on. And this is what this guy was doing. Young guy. I think he was doing like some type of college, you know, where they come and they put some college kids at the different help centers or whatever case to be. So he came and helped one of ours. And I, like I'm watching this dude. First I was hearing him. And then one of the guys tapped me and was like, hey, can you go talk to the young man? And I'm seeing him cocked over this guy laying down. Yeah, you know, we're down here at the blah, blah, blah. And the guy was like, you know, kind of rolling over. And you could tell that he didn't want to be a part of that. So I pulled the young man to the side and I said, look, I said, what you're doing is a good thing. You know, you giving back to your community. You're trying to be active. Cool. Great. Appreciate it. And I'm sure that these people appreciate it. But there is power in humility. Everybody don't need to know what you are doing. Sometimes the person that you need to prove that you are about that life, that you stand on business, is yourself. Not the strangers that's watching you. I see a lot of people trying to prove to people that don't want to see you win, that don't want to see you successful, that will say and do anything to pull down you, your character, your family, any type of credentials you have. They'll do anything to rip that from you. And you're trying to prove to them constantly, I am who I say I am. Well, just be who you are. That's what's important. Be who you are. Forget being vocal about it. Let your actions speak for themselves. It's my thought. It's my thought. You guys that be in the comment sections, you guys be having some good ideas. And I really appreciate y'all ideas. I think some of the conversations that you guys be like, some of the people you should do a one-on-one this person, a one-on-one. I think any content creator has the right to say whatever it is that they want to say. I think the issue that we have is that sometimes the most vile people want to talk about betterment. And I think that's what blows me and kind of like throws me off sometimes. Like, you know, whether it's black men behavior, black female behavior, black community behavior, and it's just how they go about doing it. It's just like, to me, I kind of shy away from that conversation because I just be like, dude, you are not consistent enough to speak on this topic with any validity to be taken serious. And I'm gonna be honest with you, and I just be like, that's crazy. That is weird. And it's so weird for the chat or the people in the audience to look at it and say, I'm gonna take you serious. It's almost like with Charleston White. Like if you want to talk about the community, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, then all of the other stuff, all of the antics that you try to get your message promoted with, to me, it's unnecessary because now you've already done it. It's like somebody standing at the top of a mountain saying, I'm gonna jump. And they finally jump. Okay, you got our attention. Now what you got to say? That's how I feel about these people say I'm a shock jock. I'm on here as a character. Like, okay, well, now that you got our attention, what do you have to say? What's important? Now that you done went above and beyond, you done disrespected everybody you could. You done said everything from left to right. Now what? And I noticed that when now you get the opportunity to speak, you say very little. Or you have nothing really to say. So it's like, was jumping and doing that worth it? And for a lot of people, it's only worth it because they don't have anybody around them to hype them up enough to say, well, just be you. You don't need to be a character. Imagine sitting around talking to somebody and they convince you that you being a character is more important than you being yourself. Think about it. Imagine your kid telling you, hey, mom, dad, I'm going to become this character online because if I go as myself, people won't respect me. They won't listen to me. They won't think I'm funny. And how come all of the characters, you notice that all of the characters that people are playing are all villains, all bad guys. Y'all don't notice that? Like everybody that do the shock jock thing, it's all bad. It's all to separate the room. It's all about division. I don't know. Let's get to this thing. I don't want to be here all day. Let's see.
Don't know about snitching.
Hold on, pimp. Hold on, pimp. Hold on now. Hold on now.
No, y'all don't want to tighten it with the law.
This guy right here. I think that's it right there.
This guy here, visionary.
Well, I guess acting like you work for the police ain't working out these days. Charleston White, he got arrested today. Exclusive, baby.
Fair use, fair use.
Different details, demographics of Charleston White. Last name White, first name Charleston, race black, sex male, CID 0524826. And here are the charges: cruelty to non-livestock animals, failure to provide, aggravated assault with deadly weapon, aggravated assault with deadly weapon. I'll see the booking numbers. Tarrant County Sheriff, arrest date 12/18/2023. But let's see how much time that comes with in the great state of Texas, or if you're Hispanic, Texas. Animals is punishable by default as a Class A misdemeanor with a maximum possible fine under Texas law of up to $4,000 in jail time of up to 1 year. But you know what? That's not good enough. Let me explain exactly what these are.
According to SPCA of Texas, Section 42.09, cruelty to livestock animals, and 42.092, cruelty of non-livestock animals, of the Texas Penal Code prohibits a person from intentionally, knowingly or recklessly cruelly treating an animal. The following actions define cruel punishment: torturing an animal, failing to provide food, care, or shelter, According to Varghese Somerset, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon is typically considered a second-degree felony in Texas, carrying a sentence of 2 to 20 years in prison and a fine of up to $10,000.
Shout out, just say no to scope for the info. He's doing a live stream today, so go check it out, man.
Oh, fair use. How many people think he gonna? I think that's where they got that 21 years from. That with the other charges all together, so they just kind of rounded it up or whatever the case can be. So that's where they got 21 years from. I think he's gonna get a big fine, maybe some community service, and that's what I think is gonna happen. To be honest with you, I don't think he's gonna go to prison. I don't know the whole breakdown of really what happened. It's a lot of alleged things that have happened. Again, some people said it was because a hunting license expired and he was hunting, that he took out one of his guns and he beat an animal or shot an animal. So there's a lot of things that some people say he got arrested, some people say he turned himself in. I don't know. The fact of the matter is, do I think that this is real? I'm on the fence. I'm still on the fence. I'm still on the fence.
Innocent until proven guilty. Let me start this off by saying that he could be arrested and he could 100,000 and 20,000, 1,000,000%, whatever which we all want to say. He absolutely could be arrested, right? And innocent.
That is fact. You can be arrested and innocent. You can be arrested and innocent. The police can pick you up for anything they feel you've done wrong. A warrant can be issued for anything they feel you've done wrong, but that does not mean you're guilty. Okay? But of course, in the public opinion, because of who you are, because of your character, a lot of people say, well, he did it. He guilty. Put him in jail.
So we're going to run with it like that. Facing over 20 years if convicted at max, 2 counts aggravated assault with deadly weapons, and whatever he did to somebody else. It could be, hey, bro, Charleston White came through somebody's house tripping and stuff like that. Dog could have been let go. He could have had his gun on him. He could have fired on him or stuff like that, or whatever. It is what it is. But from how the applications are, it's a little odd. Let me say this.
No, hold on, wait. Let's stop for a minute. I want you to know this, right? This is what happens when you don't have all the details or something, but you want to report on it. I want you to see how he goes from super confident to being like, well, I really don't know. But let me say this, right? Let me put out what I think happened, which is fine as a content creator. But when you don't have the details, let me add to it. Versus just reporting on the facts. Let me add my little spin on it, my little narrative on it. So the people now that follow him, right, are going to say, oh, well, maybe this happened. And this is how that bad news travels fast versus facts traveling fast. Charleston White was arrested. Okay, that's a fact. These are the charges. That's a fact. Those are facts.
Stuff like that, or whatever. It is what it is. But from how the applications are, it's a little odd. Let me say
again, you go from confusion to it's a little odd to now, let me say this. Okay, what do you got to say? Here we go. Fair use.
Gun on him. He could have fired on him or stuff like that, or whatever. It is what it is. But from how the applications are, it's a little odd. Let me say this. Be careful on who y'all put on the pedestal, because most of the time, they'll let you down. Charleston White, all that stuff he was popping like you a law-abiding citizen and everything like that. If they take your freedoms away for you to protect yourself, I don't know where you go from there. Yeah, you can do your comedy bits, you can make fun of people and all that. You can even come out and make fun of yourself. True indeed. Nobody enjoys that more than anybody else. Hey man, he made fun of himself. He cool, bro. I like him. Understood. But the problem that I'm going to have with this is the amount of people who are going to make excuses for this man for whatever excuse he runs. We might even have video footage. We may have witnesses. We may have all of that stuff, and he can explain it all away. And y'all gonna fall for it. Let me tell y'all something, bro. Charleston White, you said you're a character. You turn the character off when the camera goes off. I know a couple of people who will validate this. But I'm asking, when does the character die out these days and the real man comes in?
Well, that's what I've been asking. When does a character stop? Y'all hit that like button, stop playing. When does the character stop? And why is the character that you promote, why is it so far from who you are in real life? From what it is that you actually stand for in real life. If you say, hey, I'm a good man, I'm a father, I'm a provider, I'm a protector, I'm a role model, I'm a leader, why does your character not display those traits? A lot of people say, well, you have to be ignorant in order to talk to black people. Wouldn't that be a smack in black people's face? Wouldn't that be disrespectful to black people? Wouldn't that make another race who are not that's possibly not fond of black people look at black people crazy? You mean to tell me this man had to promote an ignorant character in order to talk about real life situations? That's interesting.
What people don't understand about the story of Charleston White came through from work to LA and hung out with the 8 Trays, looking for certain things and stuff like that. I will not say, but if you understand Los Angeles County real well, bro,
it says Charleston White is an internet
a gang that is in direct
addict. That's all.
With another gang. Doesn't make sense. You should have went to that Crenshaw district, but you didn't. Then fast forward. See, what happens is Charleston White is a charlatan. Should be charlatan white. But it is what it is. Y'all will say I'm hating. Y'all will say, oh man, I'm praying for his downfall and stuff like that. No. I could have came out for years and disrespected the mess out of Charleston White. I chose not to. But I will say this. Watch out for the people that y'all keep on praising. Charleston White, if he done something so egregious as to really harm an animal, do y'all understand?
This is the part where, and I'm gonna be real with y'all. Let me flip this around real quick. Let me flip. Y'all see the tree? Y'all see the tree? I gotta put those presents under the tree, y'all. They in the closet. My daughter. Look, let me flip this around. Hold on. My daughter's sneaky, bro. Sneaky, bro. I was upstairs. She trying to. You know how I used to do this too. Hopefully she don't watch this one. Look. You know how you take the presents and you scrape off, like you pick up the present, scrape off the bottom so you can kind of see what it is. She only 4, so she didn't scrape the whole the whole bottom half. I said, who did this? So I had to put this shit in there. But anyway, back to this. This is the problem that I have with content creators who report. Right? He's about to say something that I found. I said, yeah, I got to report on this one or whatever. So I'm gonna play this real quick, and then I'm gonna say what I need to say. But I want to look at so y'all can get my facial expression. This is why I don't agree with a lot of content creators and how they report on certain things or whatever. It just be weird on me. But check this out real quick. Check this out. Hold on. Here we go.
That if he did something to an animal, are y'all still gonna follow him? If he was stopped,
the problem is that right now he's making this point of. Here we go.
Do y'all understand that if he did something to an animal, are y'all still gonna follow him? If he was starving an animal and all this stuff, are y'all gonna wait for him to say, yeah, I went out and somebody didn't feed the dog and take care of the dog, and the dog was in the cage, and when I got back, that's when the police popped up, and then I was beating on somebody because they didn't change the dog. He can say that could be his whole entire thing. I beat up somebody, pistol whipped them because they was bigger than me, and they didn't change the dog cage and all that stuff, and now he got charged with all that stuff. All right.
He said that, are y'all still going to follow Charleston White if he was beating on an animal? Then he switched it and added another analogy in there. But let me say this to you guys, right? Charleston White, along with a lot of these other content creators, have said some egregious things, some hellacious things, and people still follow them. They still donate to them. They still promote whatever messages that they feel like they have. So yes, people are still, even if they showed him whipping a dog, beating the bloody tail off a dog, people would still follow him. So let me answer that question for you. They would still follow him, yes.
But I wonder, What y'all gonna say now? Charleston White, if you get convicted of this, bro, you go to the pen, do you realize what you stood for the youth ceased to exist? You the money man? Do people not understand that he's the reason why people are tuning in? And he's the reason why all of this stuff is going on? So when you come through with a message for the youth and how you want to help them out and all that, it's going to be pretty hard to believe you from the penitentiary cell. Now, once again, like I said, innocent until proven guilty. We'll wait for a story. I got a weird idea of what it's going to be. They'll probably give him bond by tomorrow. They'll probably be out tomorrow. He'll be on there. yeah. No. Yeah. No. Man, boo-boo. I don't know, bro. But we'll see. I don't rock with Charleston White. I don't get on here disrespecting Charleston White. Charleston White play a game that I don't play. So if I ever see Charleston White, I'm going to walk on past him because he's right. It is just words. But it's power in your words. Your messaging can get somebody hurt. And for tonight,
I definitely agree with that. There are power in your words. And I think that what's happening right now, let me flip this thing around for you guys. I think that's what's happening right now. There's a lot of content creators who totally agree with my stance on there are power in your words. It's just the fact that it's just easier to stand for nothing. It's easier to stand for nothing because now there are no expectations when you don't stand for anything. You can talk about everything, but there are no expectations to talk about what's important or to do things that matter. So as long as it's and this is what's so crazy because the things that we teach our children or we should be teaching our children online, it's the total opposite. We teach our children, hey, you be a leader. Don't run with the crowd. Don't listen to everybody. Don't talk to people with disrespect. Treat people how you want to be treated. But online, it's I'll just disrespect you. I'll just say things to you. I'll just X, Y, and Z. I'll be the opposite of what I know that's best to do. And this is with the whole of Charleston White, and I agree with him on this last part or whatever. But you can always tell when there's discontentment in a conversation, right? There's really no need to say I don't rock with Charleston White. Your commentary shows that you don't rock with Charleston White. You know what I'm saying? Do I believe that what Charleston White stands for as a character is nonsense? Yes. Do I know him as a father? Do I know him as an activist? Do I know him as a husband? I don't. But that's not my fault. I know what you produce online. I know what you promote publicly. And that's what I reach out and I tell a lot of content creators. Why is it that who you are is not being displayed online? And a lot of people say, well, ToughLove, you don't understand. That's who these people are in real life. There's no character. That's what you don't understand. There's no character. What they promote online is who they are. If you sit back and says, well, that guy looks like he hates black men. That's who he is in real life. Oh, that woman looks like she hates black men. Well, that's who she is in real life. There's no I'm pretending. That's really who they are. And I think that what happens is it just feels good to say, because now you can spin off of it. Let me tell you what won't work. When you go stand in front of the judge and you have to explain to the judge and the prosecutor and the jury, oh, well, I'm just promoting a character. Can you imagine Charleston White bonding out, which he got a $31,000 bond, bonding out of jail, and then having to go back for his court hearing, and they people that don't like Charleston White sends the judge and the prosecutor, they send them Charleston White being the character, where he's talking about R-wording white women. He's talking genocide for the Asian community. He's talking threatening other rappers' kids, Deion Sanders' children. Can you imagine the judge sitting there listening to that and saying, we're gonna show leniency to Charleston White and his character? I ain't hear no breakdown like this. Out of everybody that's talking, I ain't hear no breakdown like this. We're going to show leniency because that's just a character online and that don't count. Well, in 2024, a lot of your characters, the people are saying it, it's going to catch up with you. It's going to catch up with you. Like the jokes have went too far. The disrespect has went too far. The clout chasing has went too far. The degrading, the exposing, all of that stuff is gone too far. And I'm so happy that YouTube is really making it easy, not only to report this stuff, but also to say, we don't want that on our platform. Slowly but surely, the wheels are turning. I'm telling you, slowly but surely. And even if you say, well, I saw that person and I saw that person, so anything goes. I'm telling y'all right now, in a court of law, when you're standing there in front of that judge and you have to explain what it is that you've been doing online, the people in your comments ain't gonna be able to help you. The people that's super chatting you, the people that's applauding you, the people that's giving you validation and big ups and salutes, they're not going to be there with you. And no matter how you try to spin the narrative when you come out of that courtroom, if you come out the courtroom, no matter how you try to do it, it's still going to be, damn. You put your family at risk. You put yourself at risk. When I talk about at risk, I'm talking about your freedom. Because you make yourself a target trying to be something online that you're not. 30-year-old, 40-year-old, 50-year-old, 60-year-old men, 30-year-old, 40-year-old, 50-year-old, 60-year-old women online acting a fool on a regular basis. What are we winning? What are we winning? At the end of the day, on some real, what are we actually winning? What am I trying to prove to you? These people don't care if you live or die. They don't care if your children get presents or not. They don't care if your spouse is healthy. They don't care if you healthy. They don't care. But it's like, let me sit in competition with you on a regular basis and try to prove I'm happy about life. Prove I'm a this and I'll prove I'm a that. And I look at these people sometimes and I just be like, yo, this is sad. This is sad. And I was listening to the Black Rabbit, salute to the Black Rabbit. And I was listening to him talk about how we put our faith in people and we, push them to the front to speak for the community. Brother, let me explain something to the Black Rabbit. I've never pushed a man in the front of me to speak for me. I'll encourage a man to say what he needs to say. I encourage a woman to say what she needs to say, but I never push anybody in front of me and say, you lead me. You tell them how I feel. But a lot of people do that. And then a lot of you guys get upset when you've pushed and uplifted and praised and saluted the people, these people, right? He was mentioning celebrities, but I'm just saying people in general. You push these people to the front, and then when they don't do what you want them to do, you get mad. You have these unrealistic expectations that they need to follow, but they human. Some of you guys want, you tell them. They want you tell those white people. No, you tell those white people. You get your butt up and you go tell those white people. You want the white people, the white man, he holding up. No. Is there some systematic stuff going on? Yes, definitely. But you know who I feel like is more a detriment to black people? Other black people. Other black people. I can give you 10 channels where it is nothing but black on black. A lot of people are saying, well, you need to go to those other sides of YouTube. And bruh, I'm telling you right now, I don't need to search far. I don't need to go all the way to the Quasars and, what about Adam 22 and No Jumper? He's beefing with this person. And what about China Mac? He's beefing. I'm saying, look at your race and what they represent. Not everybody, but some. This is why we can't get along, and this is why we can't build, because it's so much nonsense. I'm literally seeing like, well, I don't like that person. Okay, cool. I don't like them neither. So let's team up. Okay, cool. Who else don't like that person right there? Okay, cool. Over here. Who else don't like that person? Okay, cool. Over here. Y'all joining up because y'all don't like a person? Hold on. I'm going to say something that's going to shake some things up. Teachers' salary are very low, especially in the black community. We ain't taking donations to try to say, hey, we're going to send some donations to some teachers this holiday season. Okay? There are children that probably won't be getting gifts, but we gathering up so we can hate them people, but we ain't gathering up to say, let's send some of these kids some donations. Okay. Whole election happening or whatever case may be. Hey, how should we vote? What are people's viewpoints and standpoints? When do we vote? How do we vote? How do we register to vote? We gather up to talk about nothing. At what point in time do you say, you stupid, you dumb? It don't take no celebrity to say that. It don't take a football player, basketball player, a bowler, an Olympic track star. It don't take a celebrity to tell you, look how stupid that looks. Look how dumb that looks. But just like the Black Rabbit says, a lot of you guys sit back and say, well, whatever you say, I'm going with. But you ain't got your own mind. Your mama, who raised you? Your daddy, who raised you? Your grandma, your grandfather, who raised you? We sit back and we wait for someone else to do the work. To do the work, to stand and be a martyr for us. Fight for us, speak for us. Talk about how bad the black community is for us. And then when that person gets tired of being the bullhorn, of being the placeholder, of sitting at the table talking about how Black Lives Matter, because they can clearly see behind them it's a whole bunch of commotion, then that's when you go into the attack. And that's why a lot of people don't go back to the hood. They don't go back to the projects to give back, because that's what happens. The expectation. Some people get put in positions that they're not qualified to be in. Some people get pushed into positions that the person that's pushing you or the people that's pushing you are too scared to sit at the table to have the conversation. That's what happens here on social media. Well, we made you popular because we're too afraid to speak out. So now, whatever you say, regardless of how right or wrong it is, we support you. Well, the issue is that when you say a person's not qualified to do something, then they don't have the know-how to do that thing. And when they don't have the know-how to do that thing, what happens is everything that should be for betterment is now the opposite. So since we pushed this person to be a placeholder, we pushed this person to sit at the table, now people are afraid to say, damn, we made a mistake. We should have never did that. How many parents do you got like that raise their kids up a certain type of way? And it's like, man, maybe we should have been more strict. Maybe we should have been more of an example. Well, that's what happens here on social media. And I'm not just talking with black people, but all across the board. Maybe we should have done better. Let me tell you something. There's going to be a lot of people that's not going to do anything positive or anything better until everything gets stripped away. Until YouTube says, well, you no longer can talk about or do these things. That's when people are going to start deleting their channels, starting them over, putting all their videos on private, trying to do something different, trying to talk about something different. But most people anyway, when they talk about, oh, on the 15th of January, that's it, I'm done. On the 25th of December, my whole thing is just do it. Actions speak louder than words. People can notice a change in what you talk about, a change in direction. They notice the thing from the things you talk about to your thumbnails, to your titles, to just how you cover things, that you're obviously moving in another direction. Some people don't believe themselves. Salute, Gary. Some people don't believe themselves. I don't need to make this abundance of announcements. I just need to show you consistency with action. Charleston White has been consistent with action to tell you that I am willing to do anything to stay relevant. And then once I get that level of relevancy, nana boo boo. Look at what I did. At some point, the class clown has to become unimportant. Okay, cool. We see you over there juggling. Okay, cool. We see you over there joking. Okay, cool. But we so focused on our destination and where we're trying to get to and what we're trying to achieve, we got tunnel vision. We don't even see you no more. Matter of fact, we can't even have a conversation with you. Well, he got arrested. Something happened to him in the barbershop. He hit somebody with a pot. Now we got tunnel vision. Now we don't even care. You had to become a character to become relevant. Well, for us, we real people. We real mothers, we real fathers, we real husbands, we real wives, we're real working everyday citizens. You know, we're real parents, we're real individuals, we're real adults. So I feel sorry for the people who've come to the internet screaming and yelling about characters to make themselves be more, seem more, to validate themselves more. Because here comes 2024 and it's like, is your character going to stand the test of time? Whether you're a character online or a character offline. Some of y'all characters in relationships. Let's just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all characters in the club. Some of y'all characters at work. Is your character going to stand the test of time? Let's get back to this, man. Whoo, I be dropping it, boy. I be dropping it. Salute to the chat. Let's get to this next video real quick. I don't want to make this thing too long. Let's go back to, here we go. Jonathan.
Moved from its upcoming release schedule.
Hold on. This is my show back up. This is my show, player hater.
Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your
Fair
host,
use.
If you've been on Twitter in the last hour, then you've probably seen that there's been a major development in the Jonathan Majors case. Now,
salute, Brandon, salute.
I've been getting hit up so much to cover this story, and every time I've been asked about it, said, look, I'm going to wait until the trial proceeds and comes to its conclusion because I always...
That is how you do it, sir. Did y'all hear what he just said? I'm not going to be like the first 5 people to break the story. I'm going to wait till I get a little bit more information to give you guys a solid perspective and breakdown and review. And I can respect any content creator because it shows that you respect your platform when you do that. Let's back that up just a little bit of whatever case may be.
Yeah, been getting hit up so much to cover this story, and every time I've been asked about it, I've said, look, I'm going to wait until the trial proceeds and comes to its conclusion because I always think it should be innocent until proven guilty. This case has been a great example of how the court of public opinion can jump back and forth as we've had people switching sides constantly once the story changes. Personally, I think it's best to just always kind of keep your mouth closed because these are quite sensitive subjects, and if you put a foot wrong, it can make you look really bad as well. So
Whoa! That's what I'm talking about. Keep your mouth closed. Let the story breathe a little bit. Then say something. I waited till I knew the man posted bail. Okay, let me say something now. Yeah, let me say something now, right? Of course, some things a little shady, probably really not going to come out because, you know, Charleston's going to give his side of what he think is going on until it actually comes out. This is what it is. But breathe. Let it breathe a little bit. Let the story breathe. That way you can be a credible content creator, right? Not a conspiracist. You know what I'm saying? Someone who promotes a lot of theories, but someone who promotes factual evidence or a factual perspective. What a crazy world. You exactly right. Salute, everybody. Hit that like button. Let's get through this thing.
To keep quiet on this, but since the story's dropped, I've just been getting hit.
Good morning.
So I thought I'd go through it and just kind of talk about what's happening. Now, Jonathan Majors has been found guilty of harassment and assault as of today, with a Manhattan jury coming to that conclusion. This includes 2 misdemeanor counts of harassment and assault, but he has been acquitted on 2 other counts. Now, all of this comes from Variety. I must admit, I'm not 100% familiar with how American law works. You know, being British myself, I've been told that this is basically the equivalent of gross bodily harm, but whether that's the case or not, I'll leave it to you guys in the comments to correct me.
I want you guys to think about something. Think about all the things that we're seeing right now with Puff Daddy, Charleston White, the Jonathan Majors guy. It's just so many people that have achieved a certain level of success. Think about how all of these things are crashing down, how all of these men are being not only exposed, but how they're being kind of derailed, whether it's allegations of some type of negligence against women or children or animals. Like it's crazy. It's just really crazy. And I think that we all need to like kind of sit back and look at this and say, man, make sure that your T's are crossed and I's are dotted and you don't find yourself in a situation, because these people are in depending on who's looking, right, and what they feel are prominent or successful or celebrities, these people are doing okay for themselves for the most part. Now, Jonathan Majors, as you guys know, if anybody who's an Avengers fan like myself, he wasn't in Avengers, my bad. He was in the Ant-Man and something else, but he was in Creed. A prominent actor. And here it is. Now this is all across the board. Like I said earlier, I said it's funny to me how the House of Urban Lore podcast. Salute. I got this bacon in my throat. My bad, y'all. Salute. But it is interesting to me that a lot of these actors are like throwing away their careers, and that's why I said earlier it's interesting that a lot of people when they want to make things like black and white, because they made this about him dating or being married or dealing with a white woman. This is the reason why this happened. No, let me explain something. If you abuse other people, this is why this happened. Okay, if you are a toxic narcissist person, then this is why this happened. You know, let's not put this on a race of people, but put this on the character and actions of a person, because there are plenty of abusers that are white, black, Asian, Spanish. So don't just put, because he was dating a white, and that's why I said it's interesting to me when a conversation goes to, well, because he was dating a white woman, X, Y, and Z. No. Anyone that feels that they're in that position where they feel like they're getting bodily harm, then they should take action. You know what I'm saying? If someone is mentally abusing you, then you should take action, or whatever case may be.
And apologies if I mess up any of this, but I'm reading mainly from the Variety article, so I'll try and be as thorough as possible. Now, he was found guilty on one count of intentional assault in the 3rd degree and aggravated harassment in the 2nd degree. Now, this decision comes from a 6-person jury who actually requested to hear the definition of harassment in the 2nd degree. Just to spell it out, this is what the report says. It states that an intent to harass, annoy, or alarm. This is in a case when either a person strikes someone, shoves them, kicks them, or otherwise, and there's physical contact made where someone threatens to do that to someone.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you guys something real quick, just in case you don't know. And I hear some content creators, they throw a gist at this from time to time when they talk about YouTube guidelines and policies and standards, right? This is why YouTube is cracking down. This type of national news. You know, this guy's in Great Britain reporting on this. This national news, when they're talking about harassment, they're talking about, some type of, harassment pretty much. But the fact of the matter is, this is why YouTube is cracking down, because they don't want to be held liable or responsible for what content creators are doing on their platform, which is why they have them sign contracts when they say, okay, you can be a part of this partnership program. However, if you violate this, then you will be held liable and responsible. And I think that people need to look that up when you talk about being liable. I know there's a lot of content creators, or they like to consider themselves to be smart, great, cool. Look that up. Liable and responsible. You have to be mindful of what's happening across the board. Urban says toxic behavior doesn't have a race. You were exactly right, my friend. You're exactly right. And it was so funny to me that I seen some content creators who were like, because he was married to a white girl, he was messing with her. See what happens? You know what I'm saying? But it's funny to me. It's just like, no, your behavior, your character, Now, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm about to piss somebody off. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Now I'm gonna wait. I ain't gonna tell y'all yet. I'm gonna wait.
That's been a very strange case because there's been a lot of PR coming.
I'm gonna tell y'all anyway. Listen, this guy, Jonathan Majors, is bigger than anybody you know that you deal with on YouTube. Let that breathe. Let that sink in. Let that breathe. Let that sink in. This guy, Jonathan Majors, is bigger than anybody you know on YouTube right now. That is a content creator. Now, I want you to think about this as well. He still got charged. Let that breathe real quick. Let that breathe. Let that resonate. He still got charged. His status didn't keep him from getting charged. His supporters didn't keep him from getting charged. Marvel Studios didn't come. Whoa. That's one of our lead actors. No. Nope. It didn't save him. All content creators, I want you to listen to what I'm saying right now. When it came to the court of law, it did not save him.
From his side, in which his defense have said they've got evidence that's going to completely clear his name. As that came out, though, public opinion on it changed, and people have obviously been internet sleuths and completely overanalyzing everything. Marvel themselves have very much took a step back, and they've not issued a statement about what's going on. However, we have heard rumors behind the scenes that when it comes to Kang, they will be continuing with the character, but he might just get recast. I know talking about Marvel, that shouldn't really be the main focus of stuff, as it is a very serious issue, but obviously...
Urban, I appreciate y'all hitting that like button. Thank you very much. Urban, you're exactly right. You are exactly right. People are just accepting the YouTube partnership and not reading the fine print. And what happens is, or what will happen or start happening is, when people start to say, well, I'm going to sue you for harassment, for bullying, for slander, for defamation, and people start laughing about it, like, yeah, I've seen all of these people, other people get away with it, and I can do it. What's going to happen is YouTube is going to step away from you. You're going to lose your channel. You're going to get sued and probably get a fine or some jail time with it, depending on how big of a case you can actually present. Now, I want you guys to think about this. Imagine if someone went to go sue Hassan Campbell or Charleston White with all of the videos that they have saying the most egregious and doing the most egregious things. That's an open and shut case, ladies and gentlemen. So imagine if you're the content creator that kind of follows that same narrative, that shock jock narrative, or that cyberbullying or slander or character defamation narrative. You say, oh, hey, this is for entertainment purposes, ha ha ha. But I don't think you're gonna be laughing at the end of this. So like I keep saying, is it really worth it? And I'm gonna be honest with you, every single time I ask that question, it always comes back in rare form. No, it is not worth it. It is not worth it.
You know, the subscribers of this channel, they follow me for that reason, so we have to at least touch on that a bit. Going forward, I actually thought with the end of Loki Season 2 that Kang was going to be pushed off into the corner, and if Jonathan Majors' name was clear, then they'd bring him back in. They played it in a way where it could really go in either direction, with the TVA keeping an eye on him if it went the way that it's gone. The way they've left things, though, they're still continuing with Kang Dynasty, and also Secret Wars with Michael Waldron now writing the scripts for them. So with all that effort put into it, I'm sure Marvel are keeping the character, and behind the scenes, you know, they've obviously weighed up what could be happening. Though they said they haven't discussed recasting Majors at all, I think that's not the case, and I think there will have been
Of course they've oh my lord. Of course they've discussed recasting them. Of course they have. You've been found guilty of some type of abuse. Of course they have. Because now you're a liability. Now you're a liability to the brand. And think about how many people, especially women or anybody that's been in a position of abuse, now they say, well, you're promoting. And see, oh my, let me get into it. I'm about to piss somebody off. Let me get into it. You represent the brand. We don't want you a part of our brand. You're saying all of these egregious things and doing all these egregious things. We don't want you a part of our brand. But that's not how it works on YouTube. That's not how a lot of these content creators like, okay, no matter what you say, hey, you can curse out women, you can curse out men, we'll still accept you into the fold. I sit back and I question a lot of these content creators' integrity in reference to like what are we actually promoting? And we always, this is what's crazy to me. We do all of these crazy things and we say all of these crazy things, and then we come back and say, well, let's talk about the community. Let's talk about. I'd just be like, did we not just hear what we heard? Did we not just see what we saw? I mean, at some point in time, you got to say, man, listen, let's stay on the straight and narrow, which direction we're trying to go, what it is that we're trying to accomplish, and what it is that we're trying to build. Now, I get it. Everybody not here to build nothing away. But here's, you know what's so crazy when I say that, and when I hear that? You ain't been building nothing for the last 3 years. You ain't been building nothing for the last 6 years. You ain't been building nothing for the last 6 months. At what point in time do you get into who you really are in real life? But in real life, what have you built? What have you done? What have you accomplished? You ever sat down and actually talk to a content creator or kind of like assess the content creator? Like, what have you actually done? This, besides the content, besides the character, besides creating a YouTube channel, what have you actually achieved? I hear you, Urban. I don't really know if that's the truth or not. I don't think people are trying to balance anything. I think people do what's popular despite what it does. People say what's popular despite how harmful it is. People go with the crowd despite how wrong the crowd is. There are very few people that can stand alone. And I see that, you know what I'm saying, from time to time here on social media. You know what I'm saying? It's not just, again, it's not just a black thing. It's an overall people thing. It's an overall people thing. And I see how impressionable people are. I see how very impressionable people are. And what's so sad about it is, if I see adults that's impressionable, imagine what that means for the next generation, how impressionable they are. We can't say, well, hey, you know, don't follow Lil Boosie, right? Don't follow Lil Wayne. Don't follow. But I see online, this is what we do. This is what we do. And we do it to the point where it's just like, at some point in time, you can't even explain what's happening away. You can ignore it, but you can't explain it away. I've never seen a bunch of people afraid to do better. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never been around a group of people afraid to do better. I've never. Says, man, he's on stage and the supposed to just stand there. I would have done the same for us arrested. We all have the right to defend ourselves. Shay. They went back to the flower pot incident. I believe that was a play. The whole flower pot situation or whatever. I don't know if you're new here, you're not new here, I don't know. But let me break that thing down for you just real quick. All right, and then I'm gonna wrap this thing up. Charleston White is from Texas. The situation happened in Texas. The security that should have stopped the gentleman when he was heckling Charleston White 5 minutes before the guy ever even got out the seat could have put an end to it. Dewberry could have put an end to it. They didn't. They let it go on. The whole front row was empty. Where the guy was sitting, he was sitting on the end of the second row with easy, just get up and walk to the stage. To me, it looked like it was fake. I'm going to be honest with you. Why a flower pot was there, I have no, unless it was a school play. Was it a school play? Was it the Nutcracker? I have no idea. He picked it up. I didn't see no dirt fall out of the bad boy. And most flower pots got a little weight on it. So, and then when Dewberry came, it was like, I'm going to tap you. As soon as Dewberry tapped Charleston White, all of a sudden Charleston White swings the pot. To me, it just seems like cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect. However, what was causing the situation, i.e., when Dewberry jumped down, Dewberry could have stopped the guy from climbing up on the stage. He didn't. Dewberry could have stopped Charleston White from being tackled. He didn't. So there's a lot of questions like, is this real or is this a play? I don't know. And to be honest with you, going into 2024, I don't care. I don't care. I'll give you my perspective, but I'm not deeply invested in a situation like I need to sit here and continuously analyze and break down what. I mean, it's a lot of people who believed it was true. A lot of people believe it's fake. It's a lot of people who believe that this arrest is fake. Some people believe that it's true. That's what happens when you're the guy that cries wolf. When you don't know what's wolf tickets and what's real tickets. That's what happened. You know, people can either take you serious or they can't. But the issue is that what example are you providing for the people that you say, you know, you're there to help or whatever case be? A lot of people say, oh, well, he's not no community activist. This is some things that he did when he first got out of juvenile detention center because he wants to go in that role of doing good. But when you break free, i.e., you're no longer on parole or you're no longer having to do community service, now I can be me. I think the saddest thing that a man could tell me, or anybody, a person that can tell me, is that I had to become someone else in order to get recognized online. That's one of the saddest things. Unless you like an actual actor, you know what I mean? You in a movie, and then it's like these. We understand that the movie is going to last. When we talk about a sitcom, we understand for that 30 minutes, the sitcom is going to last. When that 30 minutes is up, whoever the person is acting, they're going to go back to their real life. The issue is that when do you see Charleston White in his real life? When do you see the father, Charleston White? When do you see the husband, Charleston White? When do you see the man, the activist, Charleston White? The issue is that we never see these things. I only see the character. So if I only see the character and I judge you based on the character, well, now I can't take you serious. Now, instead of being an asset to the community, you're a liability to the community because it's all depending on what time of day it is. If you're going to say something that's going to be great or not. You sound like the rappers. You look like the rappers, but you talking about the rappers. You threatening the rappers' kids. You threatening to great white women. And then you want to go into the court of law talking about, I changed some laws. Well, those same laws, brother, you about to face. The same, hey, I'm going to call the police. Well, somebody call the police on you. I believe in justice. Well, they believe in just us. And now you're going to get it. And that's what happens when you promote this character. You don't go in there as this productive citizen. You go in there as this shock jock who promotes nonsense online. And then all of those people that don't like you, all of those people you've been talking about and belittling and ridiculing online, now they sit back and they watch foaming at the mouth, hoping something happens to you. But the thing about it is, brother, I don't hope anything happened to you. I just feel like what you're doing is a danger to yourself, your family, and to the community that you're involved in. You don't speak for my community. You don't speak for my family, and you definitely don't speak for me as a man. But for those that have allowed you, see, a lot of people have allowed you to speak for them, right? You're going to speak for DFW. You're going to speak for Dallas. You're going to speak. Nah, we don't stand behind him. We don't stand behind him. You shock jocking yourself into danger because you don't have enough intestinal fortitude or courage to be yourself. I don't care how many guns you got. I don't care how good you are at throwing out insults or comebacks or whatever, and what little catchphrase you can throw out there where all black people going to like this. All black people going to get behind me if I say this. We some getting that. We some getting behind ass people, ain't we? We some getting behind ass people, ain't we? Oh man, did you hear what such and such said? Oh man, woo! It was so great. It was so phenomenal. They the new Malcolm X. They the new Martin Luther King. Oh my God, they gotta be the future Obama. And you sit there and you take into this. It don't matter what your character is, as long as you said something right out of that whole 3-hour speech. 5 minutes, as long as 5 minutes sounded good. You could have been talking about hate speech, disrespect, belittling kids, abusing. It don't matter what you say. It don't matter if you say I touch kids. It don't matter about none of that. All it matters is did you say something I can get behind you on? Cynthia G says, abort all male black babies. Oh, it don't matter. It don't matter. As long as you say, hey, women need to stick together. Yep. I can get behind that because we some get behind ass people. Hey, this guy says, well, all black females are this and that. Yep. I can get behind that because we some get behind ass people. The white man is the problem. Yep. Because we some get behind ass people. We validate ourselves on who we can get behind while we live vicariously through what they're saying. And the second they don't promote the hate that we wanted them to hate, the second they don't promote the discontentment or the division we wanted them to hate, well, now we need to hold them accountable. Versus getting behind someone who's qualified to say, whoa, we need to think differently. We need to start being more consistent in actually betterment. I ain't saying that we're going to change the world, but we definitely can change our perspective. Man, I'm out of here, man. Until next time, adult up. Peace. Happy holidays. Salute to the chat. Y'all hit that like button. Stop playing with me. Be in.